Good afternoon. It's about, it's mid-morning here, Friday, April 27th, and we are getting it in. Once again, deuceswild22.com, where we make and manufacture premium gourmet dipping sauces. It's your man Earl coming at you, live wire, and today's video subject matter is train the brain. Train the brain. Mindset is the aim. Okay? Train your brain. Mindset is the aim. What are we talking about here? We are trying to develop your maximum capacity, your maximum ability, right? We're trying to get to your best, your supreme performance, right? So, the goal here is to train the brain, right? Because we all come to the table with different issues, different things that we have allowed in our lives. Some things have been given to us, some things we have picked up along the way, and everything in this noggin we have is not positive for us, right? Particularly if you struggle with your self-image or a lot of different issues that can affect how you think about yourself. So, day 117, April 27th, Friday, mid-morning, we are live wire here at the home office, and day 117, video, personal growth, business helping is training your brain. I'm going to give you 5 techniques. Now, these are all over the internet in different forms. I'm just compiling a couple different ideas so you get them in one place. And what do I always suggest? Become a student, right? If you have weak brain, or you have weak brain power, or have weak computation, or weak whatever it may be, right? Math, science, whatever you're weak in. You know, mine was technology for a long time, and I'm growing in that area. So I had to train my brain to embrace technology. But that's, you know, it is what it is. And we all have weaknesses, right? So how do you get out of weaknesses? You got to train yourself. And it starts with training your brain, right? So first thing that's going to help you train your brain and create new crevices or new thought pathways and new memory pathways is meditation, okay? I've seen this a lot. I've heard it a lot from psychologists and neuroscientists, if you will, brain docs, and they say that meditation is basically like push-ups for the brain, right? Now, here's the key. I'm going to take it one step further. What you meditate on also can affect how effective your push-up is, right? Because some people do push-ups the lazy way, military way. Pardon me, some people call them girl push-ups where you use your knees. So you can do push-ups many different ways, right? Knuckles, fingertips. So, but you want to have the maximum performance, right? So be mindful on what you're meditating on. Now, what do I suggest to do? Meditate on your written goals, dreams, and ambitions. Why? Get to that 1% and meditate on your what? Definitive purpose, right? So your subconscious, otherwise known as your default switch, otherwise known as your mindset, right? Because train the brain, mindset is the aim, right? Changing your default mechanisms, right? Here's another one which I find very interesting. Neurobics. Instead of aerobics, neurobics, right? So your mind is exercising. Well, how do you exercise your mind? Here's what the science says. Change your patterns, right? Okay, so what does that mean? Do things differently. Okay, what does that mean? So I'm right-handed. So if I really want to get in about changing or training the brain, I start writing left-handed, like, you know, when I do basic stuff around the house. Like, can I take a note over the telephone with my left hand? That's huge to train the brain, you know. Can I, do things backwards? Okay, so instead of, most people lay out, you know, underclothes first, maybe the socks second, t-shirt, whatever. So start doing things in reverse order. Change your patterns, right? So you have to create new forms of thought or new forms of problem solving, because you're now approaching the same thing from a different angle, right? So first one is write with your opposite hand, right? How about this one? Answer the phone with your opposite hand, right? So I'm right-handed, so I talk over here. So I'm going to be left-handed and talk over here, right? This even feels funny, right? So I'm doing everything backwards, okay? Or opposite, all right? Because I want to train my brain, right? So eat with your opposite hand. How about this one? When you go grocery shopping, still talking about neurobics. When you go grocery shopping, go backward. Now, because we all have our habits. Some people do the cold items last because obviously you don't want them to thaw out. But change the way you do things. Basically, grocery shop, right? Parking spot's a huge one too, right? What's it do? It creates flexibility and agile thinking, your neurobics, right? And it creates new storage pathways in the brain, right? So that's two. Here's one. To boost your memory. Listen, doodle, right? As someone's talking to you, you paint a picture of what they're saying. Now, why is this? Because memory increases or has the capacity for 65% of what you visually see, all right, versus 10% of what you hear. Now, this is not, we're not talking about writing, but we're talking about braining, and some science has said that up to 85 to 90% of what you write down, you memorize, right? So don't just be a listener, all right? Paint a picture of what you're seeing or hearing. Sketch, doodle. I encourage that, right? Because what do you want to do? You're training the brain, right? Here's one. Y'all know I love superfoods, right? So check this out. What's some foods that you can eat that can help you train the brain better? Blueberries increase memory, right? And walnuts increase cognitive ability, how you think, your ability to process, your ability to disassemble and reassemble. Walnuts, memory, blueberries, right? Superfoods, okay? So that's 4. Meditation, neurobics, memory, visualizations, doodling, sketching, versus just listening to it. Okay, your food. Study your diet. What are you eating that can help your brain, right? Omegas, omega fats, right? Things of that nature, okay? And then the last one, which is a no-brainer, but maybe you don't have a brain, right? No-brainer, don't have a brain. No negative self-talk. So how do you do that? You reframe your thought language. Now that's deep, right? Reframe your thought language, right? Because your language paints pictures in your mind, and guess what? We know this from previous videos. Your mind does not know the difference between reality, okay, and imaginary. And that's why self-talk is so important, because you literally have a tendency to become what you say and think, in that order, okay? You have a tendency to become what you say and what you think, because what you say, okay, it's real deep, so I don't have time to go into all that, but no negative self-talk. Maybe I'll do a video just on that. No negative self-talk. So how do you do that? Okay, you know what? All this hard work's not going to pay off. That's negative self-talk. So reframe that. If I keep working this hard, I'm going to achieve my goals, right? I can't win for losing. No, reframe that thought, right, to different language. As long as I'm playing the game, eventually I will win at whatever I am playing, right? Because remember now, what is failure? Failure is when you stop doing the activity and let the end of it stand, right? Failure only becomes failure. To fail only becomes failure if you stop playing, right? So, it's your man Earl, date 1/17, 4/27/2018, Friday, mid-morning. We are getting it in, deucesy22.com. Train the brain, mindset is the aim. God bless, peace. We'll see you tomorrow.